Welcome to Unnecessary Greta Van Fleet Opinions.
Hello, Earthlings. It's Neutron again, slinging another album review your way. Today we are examining Anthem of the Peaceful Army by Greta Van Fleet. So, for those of you who don't know, Greta Van Fleet are a rock band from Michigan consisting of three brothers, Josh Kishka, Jake Kishka, and Sam Kishka on vocals, guitar, and bass respectively, as well as Danny Wagner on drums. They first gained notoriety for their eerily close to Led Zeppelin sound, which they haven't really changed on this, their first full-length album, and the follow-up to their EP From the Fires. But anyway, let's get straight to the music because there's really not much else to say. Track 1 is Age of Man. It starts off with Sam fading in a little Mellotron intro, which is more reminiscent of Rush than Zeppelin, if anything. And that's kind of the case with this whole song. Josh sounds more like Geddy Lee than Robert Plant here. I actually really like Josh's wordless vocalizations, especially the yodeling, which is something that Plant and Lee didn't really do much. But it's a great opening track. I love the Mellotron. I love the chorus. Yeah, and it sounds much more like Rush than Zeppelin. I can't say the same for track 2, The Cold Wind, though. It's really got the Zeppelin bounce, like the crunge or something. Josh actually kind of does the opposite of what Plant used to do, which is kind of sound American. He's putting on a bit of a British accent on some words. Track 3 is the lead single, When the Curtain Falls. It's also Zeppelin-y. It's more tuneful and funkier. I want to say happy. A lot of the Zeppelin-y sounding songs on this album sound a bit like happier or optimistic, or for want of a better word, pop rock than Led Zeppelin here. But only a tiny bit. Watching Over is the first ballad. Jake is either playing an electric sitar here, or he gets a nice sitar tone on his guitar. Josh sometimes sounds a little British again. Again, some of his best vocals on this track are the parts without words. At this point in the album, his insistence on singing as high as he possibly can is wearing a little bit thin, at least on me. And then track 5, Love or Livre, there's no two ways to say this, is basically Whole Lot of Love. It's basically Whole Lot of Love. It does have a jam at the end, which is really different to Whole Lot of Love, because they actually keep the groove. It's not a bad song, but it really sounds like Whole Lot of Love. You're the One is the love ballad of the album. For the first time, Danny's drums sound a little John Bonham-esque here, especially the snare. The lyrics are nothing special, they're pretty much every love song. The New Day is another song with the Zepp bounce. It doesn't sound like a complete rip-off of anything. Josh keeps on singing high. He sometimes sounds a little bit more like Brian Johnson or Biff Byford than Robert Plant at times. I am digging the slide guitar riff on Mountain of the Sun, even if it is a bit Page-esque, but the song itself, Zeppelin would never do something quite so majory and happy. Brave New World is another Rush-type number. It's a slow thing, but with heavy guitar. A few time signature changes, but not too many. It could have easily been the closer of the album, but that position goes to Anthem, which is a much more fitting closer. It's got acoustic guitar, it's got hand drums, I don't know if they're congas. I'm not quite sure what the chorus lyrics mean. The world is only what the world is made of, but they sound kind of Neil Peart-esque, especially when Josh sings them, and they sing really well. The other guys provide some nice gang vocals at the end. It's a welcome relief from Josh's voice, although I do like the way he kind of wails over it. Again, some of his best vocals on this album are the wordless parts. So all in all, I can definitely see why they get compared to Led Zeppelin. Maybe after this album they'll get compared to Rush a bit more. I mean, Rush's early work also sounded like Zeppelin, so you never know. I mean, this is their first album. They've still got time to stylistically evolve, and I really hope they do, because although I like the songs on this album, especially a couple like Age of Man and Brave New World, I would not want to listen to Anthem of the Peaceful Army parts 2, 3, 4, let alone 5. So going forward, I hope Josh yodels more. I hope he sings in his lower register more, if only to give us a break from the constant what he does. Anyway, those are my opinions on this album. I know you've got yours if you've heard of Greta. Please leave them in the comments. Like, dislike, subscribe, ring the bell. I will eventually be posting my cover of Jumpsuit by 21 Pilots. I've just gotta record it first. So that's one thing to look forward to. Also, more original music is on the way. But until next time, this is Neutron Sound signing off. Go forth and be awesome.
Welcome to Unnecessary Greta Van Fleet impression. Welcome to Unnecessary Greta Van Fleet. Welcome to Unnecessary Greta Van Fleet